Hi, my name is Kat. I'm one of the lab specialists for the BCT department, and these are my success tips to surviving the next semester. Starting off with number 1, self-paced does not mean when I get to it. It's easy to put it off till the last minute, but from my experience, you only end up in trouble. So at the beginning of the semester, you should come up with a schedule, basically outlining when you can come into the lab, how much time you can spend here when you're doing your reading or your lab work, etc. Number 2, your progress sheet should be your very best friend. So it looks something like this. It outlines what you need to read, what labs to do, what videos you need to watch, when to take your midterm and finals, if there is a midterm and final, or if you have module tests. It's all outlined in the progress sheet. It basically spells it out for you. So if you follow this and not the assignment list that's on Pearson, you'll have no problem successfully finishing the class. Number 3, check your folder regularly. At the end of this orientation video, we're going to ask you to make a student file for yourself. This is where your homework is going to go once an instructor has finished grading it. You should be checking this folder maybe every couple of weeks, maybe every week, depends on the class, just to make sure that everything is in order. Sometimes labs get handed back for corrections, and a student won't realize it until the end of the semester when they only have a day left to turn in the homework. So it's important for you to check that and just make sure that you're on the right track. Number 4, check your student email. For anyone that didn't realize it, once you've enrolled in PIMA, you automatically have a student email. It's located in your MyPIMA account, and if you have any questions about how to locate it, feel free to ask. But you should be checking that at least every week. We don't send very many emails, but when we do, it's because it's important. So make sure to be on top of that. Number 5, give yourself enough time to complete your work. You should be dedicating at least 3 hours per credit hour each week. That means that if you have a 3 credit hour class, you should be dedicating at least 9 hours a week to your class. This is just a minimum that our department as well as the entire Pima College recommends. Number 6, if you have any questions, ask a lab tech first. Usually we can answer any questions about the program or class requirements, sometimes even the curriculum, and we're a little easier to catch than the instructors. So if you have any questions, ask us first. However, in the off chance that we can't answer your question, I would suggest following tip number 7, which is to email your instructor. We have 10 instructors with very different schedules, and it's not guaranteed that your specific instructor is going to be in the lab when you're here. So instead of running around trying to catch him, the best way to contact your instructor would be through email. Tip number 8, pay attention to the countdown. It's very easy to miss the deadline, especially since it's 1 week before the end of the semester for the rest of the college. This gives instructors time to grade your lab work and for you to make any corrections if it's necessary. If you miss this deadline, you're at risk of failing the class. In order to avoid any issues at the end of the semester, I would suggest marking your calendars. The single most important tip that I can give you is to show up. As a self-paced program, I understand that it's easy to put it off to the last minute, but PIMA has an attendance policy that even self-paced programs have to abide by. So that means coming into the lab, completing a hands-on lab, bare minimum, signing in, signing out, filling out a weekly question, something that shows the instructor that you're actively participating at least once a week, and that you're progressing in the class. And please don't forget to sign in and out of the lab. So bare minimum, show up, complete a lab, answer one of the weekly questions, and please don't forget to sign in and sign out. Please don't be afraid to ask any questions. If you have any doubts in your mind, if there is something even slightly confusing, please ask us. The BCT program is very unique, but it's very easy to fall behind if you don't know what you're doing. So that's pretty much it. Those were my tips on finishing your courses successfully. Welcome to the program. Please ask us questions. I cannot emphasize that enough. And good luck.